All right, boys. I had to crack a cold one for the market today. We ran a little red by close, but we did have two great penny trades this morning, and the market did run a little green. But other than that, we're going to do a trade recap on those penny stocks and talk about how the market might look over the next few days. Other than that, let's get this video started.
All I know is dollar signs.
All right, guys. So we had a great trade today on PPSI. From $3.60 to $4, then from $5 to over $9. We're going to go over that here real quick. I'm actually going to expand this up. Let me take a quick sip there. Anyway, yeah, this is a typical trade here at Stock Gains. You guys know how these go. Yeah, so this morning we had a nice little run up. And we didn't put this on the watch list, actually, which was kind of funny. I don't know why. I saw it this morning, but for some reason didn't put it on the watch list. So sorry if you're in the free chat and you didn't see this. But other than that, we noticed a nice increase in volume pre-market. And as you can see, the volume nearly quadrupled by the time market opened. We had a nice candle at open that kind of spiked there and dropped back down. But like always, we look for support. So as you can see, support here held over pre-market support on the VWAP line of pre-market. So that was over about the $2.80 range. We bounced off that, and that's a previous bounce level or support level that we had pre-market. So that's a first good sign. Then we see and we get a push right at open over that level at pre-market, and we get a breakout. So we know that it wants to break out, but it rejected it. So we need to look for that support. We see the support over that 280. Next candle, we get a nice jump up off that level as well. Closes over VWAP. That's a great sign. The next one pulls back. We close over VWAP as well. And the nice thing about Lux Algo here is that it closes green still. So that is a great sign, especially with Lux Algo, that this thing could move soon. The volume was decreasing, but it wasn't until this candle that it started increasing. We saw this candle here kind of sit still there on VWAP. We had 4 candles of confirmation. We had 3 after the initial break below VWAP, and then this last one we did call for an entry right before the break. It was actually on this candle. We were going to alert it earlier, but the alert didn't get out right away. But we did alert for at least up to 360 here. We were looking for a break of 360, as you can see here. We got in at 330, and then stop was under 280. And we are looking for $4 on that first run. So as you can see, we had a run right here up to 420. That was a beautiful move. Now, here's what's great about Lux Algo, and I always talk about this, the fact that it pulls back below 4, but then closes above 4, and that candle remains green. It does not turn red or purple, as you see here. And then the next candle closes above that $4 level as well. So that is a good indication that it's going to continue higher. We always like to get out on a single move just because with penny stocks, you can't really predict how high they might move. And so you got to continue to enter along the way. So as you can see here, we got out at 4. We saw a push to $5, probably around 6 there, and a pullback. It was funny because I said, trust me, it will pull back. You just got to wait. Here, PPSI, we're looking for support around 5. Keep an eye on it around 5. And I said PPSI will come back down. Be ready for it. Remember, these stocks always have a potential to move even higher, and that's exactly what happened. It came back down to $5, held support on the $5 level, exactly where we said, and then it ran all the way to $9 and looks like a high over $9.40. Absolutely insane little day trade there. As you can see here, we actually sold at 8. We were looking for 8 on this. And then we tried to get in again around this choppy area, but it just kept rejecting 740 range, and then it ended up breaking back down. But this was the perfect higher low to get in, what we said, off that $5 level, and it extended all the way up to $9.40. Other than that, we had a great little trade. Corey alerted here on OPTT at 203, and that's what we'll look at next. as you can see here, he alerted it at 9:45 a.m., 9:25 a.m., which was right here, like in this area on this pullback. He alerted it at $2.03. So it ended up holding here, like Corey alerted, and it ended up running over 232, but came back down, held support on VWAP. That's a great way to hold. Lux Algo actually did not catch this. It probably caught it on this move, on these candles, which it sort of did here. It did signal a sell, but that's why with Lux you want to indicate your old school ways and looking for support on previous support, and that's exactly what we got. We got support over $2 and VWAP, and we saw that EMA coming up, and then eventually made an increase in volume after a little bit after this lunchtime, and then around 1 p.m. it hit a high of the day at 262. So it was a great trade from $2 to 262, especially on that cheap of a stock. That's a great trade. All right, now we're going to go over SPY here and the way that it reacted. We had a great move this morning, bounced off that 200-day, which is an indicator that I recommend actually having it. The stocks, a lot of them react to the 200 EMA, especially on the 5-minute. I kind of want to go over what I said here in the chat before that big dip. I said we might make a run to session highs here shortly. That was at 11:17 a.m., which was 12:17, so that was right here. 12:10, 12:15. That was right here. We said we would probably make a run for session highs. Here was session highs at 340, and that's exactly what happened. We had a higher low, and then a continuation, and then a huge move up to 342 until that news came out. But here's a good little falling wedge kind of that we saw here on SPY. We had a nice move there off that level, but as soon as I saw this bounce again off that 200-day, and then this candle come back up to test VWAP, that right here is a good indication that it's probably going to continue higher. Because of this candle, and the next one didn't break down, it didn't hit that trend there, it actually broke up over it and held support. That's a great sign that it is going to continue off the level, and you can use that with almost any indication or any stock out there. It's a great little tool to use. Just even a single trend line and a break over can help at sometimes, especially if you start seeing a trend. There's 3 points of trend resistance, and then it breaks over that trend. So yeah, after that huge trend up, we did have a massive sell-off at 150 Central. As you can see here, we had an update saying talks on new stimulus broke down, made it clear that there are not enough votes for a package and would blow out the deficit at a time that unemployment is declining. And then also Trump tweeted saying that he instructed his representatives to stop negotiating until after the election. So that is not a great sign. The market did obviously take a huge dip on that news, and based on the reaction to the market right now, we are in very unstable territory. So if you look at the daily here, I am gonna think about what it's gonna do after hours. We need to watch ES right now. This is the future that is trading for the S&P. It doesn't look very good on the daily there, but if we would want to see any movement to fill this sell-off that we had today, we would definitely have to get back up to roughly that same level before close here. Probably 336, maybe 337. But that's probably not going to happen. I do think that, let me go back to SPY here. It's the same thing. This is just the ETF. I do think that we're going to come back and retest this 332 level. If we do not bounce off of that like we have before, we're going to come back down to 321, probably 322, and then we will see where we are from there. But other than that, I do think we need to watch this 332 level, see if we bounce around 332 to 340, as low as 330. This does give you opportunities to go long on some positions, just like this did down here. I know I went long on some Apple calls. The closer it got to $100, and sorry, not options, but Apple shares, the closer it got to $100, I did go long on Apple. But I'll be looking to possibly pick some more up on this dip. I do think we might get a nice move back down to 320. So don't think of this as a bad opportunity. Think of it as a good one to get cheaper prices, especially on a long portfolio. If you do want to protect your position, buy puts for the time being, because that is something that would help you leverage your accounts or portfolios. It will keep you in the game and can give you more buying power. If we do get that dip down there, you can sell and turn it back into more shares for your stock. Other than that, guys, just please be careful over the next few days and weeks. I think we're going to bounce around a lot because of that news that came out today. I would not recommend swinging any options, only day trade options. Other than that, average down on your long-term positions. So I would recommend picking up more while we go down, and then not look into swinging options until we see either a solid bounce, or, to be honest, we get some decent news that's going to put us back on track for new all-time highs. We're definitely going to be back here at some point, just it might not be until the next year. We'll see after the election period, especially. This is TradingView that I am using. I'm using a program called Lux Algo that gives these sell and buy signals. It kind of helps you understand kind of where and who is in control, whether it's the bulls or the bears. If you would like to use this, I will put a link in the description for Lux Algo. You can use our code SG10 and get 10% off. But to be honest, I think it's worth it. It definitely helps drop down, I guess, the amount of indicators that you need to use. Helps you stay and actually reading the charts rather than focused on a million different indicators. But other than that, please subscribe to the channel. We will see you guys next time on here, and buy the dip. So here we go.